United States submarine base at Key West, Florida. A dispatch that quoted President Truman's press secretary, Charles Ross, as saying that President Truman has no knowledge of any secret project by this government that would give substance to the existence of such objects. Ross also said that both the Air Force and the Navy deny that such objects...
Hi.
Hi.
I had to stop and think about who I was going to be today, or what I was going to be today, and then I remembered vividly. Hey, what's up? My name is Noelle, and I am the hours-long punishment of food poisoning from an undisclosed bar that I like and frequent that has vegan food. And they were the most delicious vegan tacos ever, like going down. And then they were the most horrific vegan tacos coming up and out.
And I'm Chelsea. I'm the feeling of a post-food poisoning weigh-in where you're like, damn, was it worth it?
Yeah, I should have jumped on the scale afterwards, but I was too busy suffering. My body didn't come back for like a full day. Like, it stopped at 3 a.m, but then I felt like I felt like I looked like a little goblin shriveled up for 24 hours.
When we went to the lake post dual food poisoning,
yep.
The only thing that I could really stomach was the watermelon.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, everything else, like just even a little sip here or there, I could feel it gurgling back up. And I was like, the body rejects it.
Yeah. I immediately knew it was food poisoning because I was trying to like distract myself as I was having cold sweats, and I was scrolling TikTok. One fucking food video would pop up and I'd be like, "Ugh." So
yeah. I knew that mine was food poisoning because I got that sweaty cold feeling where it was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm about to be in pain.
Yep.
And I was.
Yeah, I was too. But we unfortunately lived to see another day. And that day is today. And today we're talking about
the Grand Canyon, Noelle. First, I want to ask, do you have enough money saved up at this point right now where you could go to Egypt and have a good time?
No, and I don't think I would go to Egypt.
I wouldn't either. It doesn't seem like it would be a good place for a yes man tourist such as myself.
Yeah, I think it's like a self-preservation thing because Egypt, as far as I have seen, and this could be a biased opinion, is like Times Square on crack in the sense of there are a bunch of people trying to like peddle things to you and like make you hold brochures for tours and tell you that it's free, but then it's actually not. And then you get hustled. It's just like any other big city attraction where you get hustled. People are trying to hustle you and they're trying to take your money. And I respect their hustle. And that's also why I won't go there.
Yeah. So we can save our money and go to the Grand Canyon, which is a mere stone's throw from Utah, I dare say. Mostly I ask you this because I don't want to just talk about one of America's most iconic natural wonders. But what I really want to go into are the geological marvels, whispers of hidden histories, and ancient secrets that have long captured the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and adventurers alike. Because, Noelle, the Grand Canyon, with its vast expanse and stunning geological formations, has long been a source of awe and mystery. It is 277 miles in length, up to 18 miles wide, a mile deep, and it is full to the brim, dare I say overflowing, with legends and conspiracies.
Have you seen the Grand Canyon in real life?
I think I have when I was very little, yes.
I just don't get it.
No? Maybe I have to be like older.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm in a period right now where I can feel the looming depression cloud coming.
Sure.
Like an ominous void. So maybe if I saw it at about right now, it would either be enough to fix my mood or it would be the straw that broke the camel's back and I would fling myself over the edge.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about some of these, I don't know, giant cliff edges and canyons that people like to visit, I feel like I'm being sucked into it, and the voices in my head are telling me to jump, not just jump, do like a fucking backflip into it. But also, I think it would be underwhelming. I feel like I would be like Joe Dirt. I would like get out of the car and my family would leave me there, and I'd be like, what the fuck is the Grand Canyon even about?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, the call of the void is strong. The resolve is weak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the desire to stay home is powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll do it.
But let's start with some of the fun stuff. Because the Grand Canyon does have compelling reasons to lead us to really believe in the existence of aliens. Because there is an ancient doorway, you see, Noelle, spotted in the Grand Canyon using Google Earth that sits about 250 miles east of Las Vegas within the rugged expanse of the canyon. And this mysterious formation appears too precise to be a natural occurrence, and hidden amongst the rocks, shadows, and scrubland, this is a supposed doorway that becomes impossible to ignore once spotted.
I will say it kind of looks like the entrance to the Mummy ride at Disney. That's what it looks like. It looks like that.
I've been to Disneyland one time.
We'll go back.
I don't think I've ridden that. Well, let's go, bitch. I'll go. You know what I've really been sucked into lately?
It's not at Disney. I'm stupid and dumb. It's at fucking Universal.
Never been there.
So
riveting.
Yeah, riveting information.
As you may well know, I was going to go there when I went to California recently, and I couldn't find anyone who wanted to go with me. So,
which is crazy, but
well, I don't know. The finances of things and stuff price people out, so I was trying to be sensitive, but I should have just fucking.
You should have just went.
Hopped on Tinder Friends, found me a lady date, and gone.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Or you could have gotten murdered.
Don't tell me what might have been.
So
amongst the most vocal about the importance and overall cool factor of this door discovery is author Brad Olson. Known for his appearances on the History Channel's Ancient Aliens, Olson expressed his astonishment upon seeing the images, stating that he was blown away. And this sentiment is shared by many who speculate that these doorways suggest aliens might dwell underground rather than in the skies.
Is Brad Olson the freak with the hair?
Let's find out. I don't always Google image search these people.
What?
No, it's not. He's a totally different human man.
That sucks. Okay.
I think the other one has more of a Greek name, the aliens meme guy.
Mm-hmm.
But some even argue that the doorway's design is reminiscent of ancient Egyptian architecture.
Yeah, this is tea.
Yeah, and this leads to further conjecture about extraterrestrial involvement in historical human civilizations. They go hand in hand. According to Wayne Wells, a keen observer who discovered the structure on Google Earth, the formation could very well be part of an extensive network of ancient ruins.
Also, keen observer on Google Earth is such a fun way to say, like, incel in his mom's basement, zooming in on Google Earth.
We don't know
pictures.
If he's an incel. He could just be a passionate observer, just like us, who chooses to not leave his house.
Who is zooming in on Google Earth just randomly to spend their time and day?
Okay, first of all, bitch, I do on Antarctica quite often. Yeah, I have traversed the perimeter of Antarctica more than once.
How's that going for you?
And then sometimes when I see somebody put their address in at work, I just like to give a little look-see-loo.
You should never say that. Oh, that's crazy.
I Google Earth everything.
Oh my God.
On Google Earth.
Have you ever found yourself on a Google Earth shot?
No.
You know how they like do your...
I'm not the chosen one.
Okay.
I have yet to break through the mediocrity that is my existence.
Well, next time you see one. No, but my car was, so I'll count that. Maybe I was in it.
My car is in front of my dad's house. A little purple rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go. That counts.
Yeah, that's +1 in the old Chelsea Book of Accomplishments. And these claims of aliens, Egyptians, they aren't entirely new. But when you start wrapping up the Grand Canyon then we get in the weeds a little bit. So let's go into historical claims about Egyptian artifacts, specifically when it comes to the Grand Canyon, because we're going to go all the way back to a 1909 expedition that was reported by the Arizona Gazette. Explorers allegedly discovered caves filled with Egyptian artifacts, including statues and copper weapons, which suggests that there was a significant ancient population that once inhabited the Grand Canyon area. So again, this story begins in 1909 when an explorer named G.E. Kincaid reportedly discovered a series of caverns filled with Egyptian artifacts while on an expedition for none other than the Smithsonian.
Uh-oh. Unreliable source.
Yep. The Arizona Gazette published an article detailing Kincaid's find, describing the caves as vast and elaborate, with tunnels radiating from a central cavern with spokes that were like on a wheel. And the caverns were said to contain statues, copper, granaries full of seeds, and other items that appeared to have Egyptian or even Tibetan origins. And this sensational story captivated the public's imagination. The article suggested that an entire civilization had once thrived in these underground caverns, and that these people might actually have connections to ancient Egypt. The notion was fueled by the mysterious nature of the artifacts, which did not match any known Native American designs that were from the area at that time. And instead, they hinted at a much more distant origin. In supporting these theories are the unusual names given to certain geological formations in the Grand Canyon. Names like Osiris, Isis, Shiva, Horus temples, and the Tower of Set evoke this ancient Egyptian mythology. Now let's talk about the early explorers such as General John Wesley Powell, who first led government-funded expeditions into the Grand Canyon in 1869. Powell was a significant figure, being the first director of the Smithsonian's Bureau of Ethnology and a founding member of the National Geographic Society. And he started where Kincaid was ultimately told to finish by the Smithsonian. And regardless of all this, the Smithsonian Institution firmly denies any knowledge of Kincaid or any of his discoveries. They claim that there are no records of Kincaid or his expedition. They claim they don't exist in the Smithsonian archives. And the institution totally dismisses the entire story as a fabrication.
Wait, they're not only dismissing his story, but that he himself existed?
That he went there, period. I don't think that they dismiss him.
They're like, this man does not exist.
They're like, he's not a Smithsonian.
Oh, okay.
Despite picking up exactly where their previous Smithsonian counterpart left off in his journey.
Okay.
So, despite this, the legend persists, with conspiracy theorists suggesting that the Smithsonian has actively suppressed information about the finds to maintain the accepted narrative of human history.
Nice, taking a sip of that press.
I needed it. It's Vizzy, how dare you?
Same difference.
This has more flavor.
To you?
Yeah, the Vizzy lemonade is the only shit I can drink that has flavor.
Oh, that's the nastiest one.
Lemonade? The Vizzy lemonade?
The Vizzy lemonade tastes fucking awful.
Oh, it's the only kind that makes me feel anything.
You're fucked in the head, man.
So, anyway, as some of you may recall from our Giants episode, that this is not the first time the Smithsonian has been accused of hiding the truth. In fact, in the early 1900s, the Smithsonian Institute admitted to destroying thousands of giant human skeletons, which further fuels a belief that they are involved in a cover-up. And according to an article from the American Institution of Alternative Archaeology, the Smithsonian was ordered by the U.S. Supreme Court ruling to release classified information about the destruction of these skeletons, which were discovered by farmers in various parts of the United States. Stop laughing at me. I don't like it when they laugh at me.
I just really love that name.
The allegations were that the Smithsonian Institution had covered up findings of giant human remains, which did not commonly fit the accepted narrative of human evolution, the AIAA report states. A spokesperson from the same organization also quoted that the Smithsonian, who acknowledged the destruction of the skeletons, justified it by claiming that they were part of a large-scale operation to eliminate any evidence that doesn't align with scientific established beliefs. This has many believing that the Smithsonian's actions are part of a broader agenda to suppress any historical findings that could challenge mainstream archaeology and anthropology.
Because they're just like, we've written too many books. We're not going to do it again.
They're too deep in the weeds. Well, this is where we start to get in the fun part in the red flags of flat earth theory, where they say that the only reason why the scientific community wants to hide the flat earth is because it leads directly to the knowledge that there are celestial beings within our orbit, because you can see them when you get to the edge. That's very deep cut. I do not go into it on this episode, but now I guess I have.
I hate that lore of flat earth. That's my least favorite one.
Yeah, I like the part where it's that there's extra land masses that the elite are trying to hide. And so they have to manipulate the geography as we understand it.
Yeah.
So that the plebs like you and I don't realize that there are resources out there, and there's no reason for us to be working a 9 to 5 because we are abundant in earthly wealth.
Yeah. Yeah. The idea that you walk to the end of the flat earth and then you open a door and there's fucking Jesus is bananas. Fucking cuckoo loco.
Cuckoo
I'm
bananas.
like, it could have been so fun. It could have been so much fun. You could have maybe walked off the edge, fallen into space, floated away by gravity. You could have stepped into another dimension, much like your own, but different.
Yeah,
like a dream.
Go into like the hollow earth and live with the tall whites. No, not the tall whites. The Nordics. The tall whites are in the desert. The Nordics are in Antarctica. Almost slipped there.
Yeah, you got to remember.
The tall whites and the Nordics are very different, Noelle.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. That's what Hitler was trying to say the whole time.
No one will tell me otherwise.
That's why he was trying to go to fucking Antarctica, girl.
Yeah, but yeah, so he was going for the Nordics. You and I would have to hang with the tall whites in the desert. The Kroger brand of white aliens. But conspiracy theorists do argue the case of Kincaid's discoveries, saying that they fit perfectly into a pattern of suppression when you look at what the Smithsonian has done historically. They believe that the artifacts and tunnels that Kincaid found would have rewritten history, suggesting that ancient Egyptians or other advanced civilizations had once lived in North America. Author and researcher David Hatcher Childress, known for his books on lost cities and ancient mysteries, has been quoted as saying that, quote, the Smithsonian's track record of hiding or destroying evidence that doesn't fit within the traditional historical narrative is well documented. The Kincaid expedition is just another example of this ongoing cover-up.
Here's my thing about this. I don't think it's that big of a deal if they were like, yeah, we found artifacts in the Grand Canyon that they don't mimic anything like Native American. It is almost a carbon copy of things in Egypt. I would be like, cool. Yeah, I remember Pangea. Those bitches just walked over.
Yeah, I think another thing too is when you loop in aliens on it, like if we're not going to go the flat earth narrative of there being celestial beings at the edge, you can go into like the aliens factor where we haven't had full disclosure yet. So they're trying to hide that. But at the same time, we have pyramids all over the world. Yeah. So but it's like when you get into the nuts and bolts of it all, they just don't want us fucking knowing anything, man.
I guess.
Yeah. So, additionally, an alternative history researcher, Jim Vieira, has discussed the Smithsonian's role in such cover-ups in his works, often pointing out that the institution's reluctance to acknowledge findings like those of Kincaid's is just another narrative to cover up the story of human history. He argues that, quote, there is a clear pattern where the Smithsonian suppresses evidence that could potentially alter our understanding of ancient human civilizations. And given this historical context, it's no wonder that the legend of Kincaid's discovery in the Grand Canyon endures. The Smithsonian's past actions provide the compelling backdrop for the belief that they would once again suppress significant archaeological evidence to protect the conventional narrative whatever that surreptitious narrative may be covering up. And the combination of previous admissions of evidence and destroying evidence and the institution's continued denial of Kincaid's discoveries makes it very clear to many that there is more to the story that is what is being officially acknowledged. And further complicating this narrative is that there are actual restricted areas within the Grand Canyon that are completely off limits to the public. These include regions like the Hopi Fire Tower and Access Road, Maricopa Point Endangered Plant Area, and various ancient mines and caves. The Federal Cave Resources Protection Act of 1988 ensured that these areas remain inaccessible, and this just leads conspiracy theorists to argue that there is an attempt to hide significant archaeological discoveries.
And more specifically, which you did not point out, is the Grand Canyon's main pyramid, which has its own name, which you could look up and try to pronounce because I'm not, is completely blocked off to access to the public as well.
Yeah, which is insane. Like, you would think that if we have these amazing archaeological sites that they would want the public to come and see them, not necessarily like physically fuck with them, but at least view them the way that we view the Grand Canyon from afar.
Well, yeah, you can view the little pyramid, but you can't like go over and check it out.
They don't want us to know.
You could look at it from afar.
They
You
won't
could dream
let
about it.
But then anybody who actually has been to the pyramid and writes extensively about it, the Smithsonian covers it up.
Yeah, you should try to climb down, see what's in there.
Let's do it. What are they going to do?
Nothing, I don't think.
The feds?
Yeah.
The feds?
A park ranger is going to get me off the side of the Grand Canyon pyramid. Yeah, right.
Heading to the, only some of them get to hold guns anyway. What's he going to do? Tase me? I'll just zigzag run through the crevasses of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Embarrassing. Adding to the enigma is the presence of the Anasazi, a mysterious ancient people who inhabited the region long before the arrival of Europeans. And known for their impressive stone structures and alignment with solar and lunar events, the Anasazi left behind ruins that continue to puzzle archaeologists. Sites like Mesa Verde, Chaco Canyon, and the Canyons of the Ancients National Monument reveal a high degree of sophistication, yet the reasons for their sudden disappearance remain unclear. Navajo, Paiute, and Hopi oral traditions speak of the Anasazi as ancient enemies, which suggests a history of conflict and possible assimilation with other tribes. Stanton's Cave and Mummy Cave, two significant archaeological sites near the Grand Canyon, provide further evidence of such ancient habitation. Stanton's Cave, originally believed to be man-made, is sealed off to quote-unquote protect an endangered bat habitat, while Mummy Cave contains large ancient ruins that suggest a once thriving community. Interesting names there on Mummy Cave. And the discovery of human remains, including infants buried in storage bins, continues to add...
Storage bins?
Yeah. Continues to add a grim layer of history.
Like from the Container Store?
Yes, Noelle. The ancient Egyptians went shopping at the Container Store. No, they're just in like bins, buried like barrels, like little baby barrels.
Okay.
Professor David Starr Jordan, closely affiliated with the Smithsonian for 30 years, is another very controversial figure in this story. Jordan, a fervent believer in eugenics and a proponent of racial purity, led various specific scientific expeditions to this area, including the Grand Canyon. This is the guy that the Smithsonian aligns with, bitch. His involvement with the Smithsonian during the time of Kincaid's alleged discovery has led to some to speculate that he played a role in suppressing the find. Because despite denials from original sources, the legend of the Grand Canyon's lost civilization has endured. This guy comes in saying that trying to taint the possibility that ancient Egyptians or another advanced civilization once inhabited the region. They didn't want anything tying in with the fact that white people did not come in and advance a civilization in this area. So instead of going into Kincaid's discovery that said, no, man, we are Egyptians, Anasazi through and through, they bring in Mr. Eugenics to suppress all of it and be like, nope. Everything good that happened to America was done by the white Europeans. Thank you. So, as a journalist, Christopher O'Brien, who explored the canyon and its legends, has noted that the Grand Canyon still continues to be a place of wonder and mystery, specifically when you look into a lot of these archaeological disputes. Its immense geological formations and stories that they inspire remind us of the enduring human fascination with the unknown and quest for its answers to our deepest questions. So, certain areas, specifically those mentioned by Kincaid, are, like we said, off limits to the public. Officially, the government says that these are to protect the natural environment and preserve endangered species. But conspiracy theorists say that it's just because they're trying to keep the truth from us and they don't want us to see any of the secrets that they hold. So again, we talk about the geological formations in this restricted area. Prominent features include Tower of Set, Temple of Osiris, and the Pyramid of Ra, names that evoke ancient Egyptian deities and structures. Critics argue that these names are just coincidences, but to those who are convinced of a cover-up, they are tantalizing clues pointing to the hidden past. And then you tie in the Native American legends, which add yet another layer of intrigue to the Grand Canyon's mysteries. The Hopi, one of the oldest living cultures in North America, consider the Grand Canyon to be a sacred place. According to Hopi mythology, it is the site of emergence from the underworld, and some believe that these ancient structures and artifacts found within the Grand Canyon could be remnants of an earlier advanced civilization. The Havasupai, another tribe native to the region, have lived in the Grand Canyon for centuries. They tell tales of ancient people and speak of sacred sites hidden deep within the canyon's expanse. The existence of a remote village, Supai, accessible by only foot or helicopter, underscores the area's isolation and secrets it may hold.
I don't understand any sort of pushback to like artifacts in the Grand Canyon, because even just in Utah, in like our Red Rocks areas in southern Utah, you could just be on hiking trails and look up to an area that doesn't look like it's accessed by anyone ever, right? It's like on a cliffside and you're like, how the fuck could I even get there? And you can see like drawings and stuff. You can see like remnants of a civilization, you know, or like even native art on these cliff sides that you can't even imagine how someone like got there. And they're just around.
Yeah. Not to get too far from conspiracy theory and to step into the light, I would say the amount of money that the Grand Canyon makes in terms of tourism, in terms of federal money and federal reserves, if you had to divert any of that to a Native American population, it would fucking hurt that local economy.
That's
so to keep it hidden is to keep the money flowing.
Oh,
if we were really to divert any of these resources to natives in that area, it would not be good for God the people who write the laws and legislation.
God forbid this country give back what's rightfully owed.
Exactly.
Oh, so that makes so much sense. Oh my God.
To get out of the conspiracy minded.
That's it.
But I would say, but that's exactly why they bring in Captain Eugenics to cover it the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's because they want it to be brought in by the federal government. They want that money to flow to an economy that they can benefit from.
Yeah.
If it goes into any sort of reservation, cannot fucking touch it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why they're like, oh no, those literal pyramid structures were just naturally caused by earthquakes and water.
Exactly.
Not native civilizations that definitely own this land and have histories and peoples here and deserve this and the money it makes. Oh my God. Why would you bury the lead like that? I couldn't even get into conspiracy land because I was like, this is so stupid because like, duh, like look at a picture of the Grand Canyon. Like that looks like any of the native artifacts we see on the Red Rocks in southern Utah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Okay.
I mean, there's other fun theories too that it's, you know, like connected to Egypt or even like Atlantis. You get that the caverns might be portals to other dimensions, hidden bases for extraterrestrial beings. But I think if we really, really, really want to put a finger on the pulse of why a lot of this stuff is hidden is because we don't want to lose that revenue.
Yeah, that's so true.
But
yeah, how else are they going to build a fucking zip line down the goddamn Grand Canyon and charge you fucking $300 for? That's really, by the way.
That would be sick, though. I would do it.
It doesn't go all the way across.
$300 is a little steep.
It might not be $300, but it's ridiculous.
I would do it, though. Fucking because I'm such a tourist. That would be sick. Like, that's sort of like natural tourism where I'm ziplining and I'm not necessarily like going ATVing and like ruining the natural landscape. But you know what? Fucking hook, line, and sinker. They'd get me with the zipline. But I'm going to be screaming about how we need to give this land back the whole time.
At least you're doing that.
Yeah. One of the more fun theories, some may call outlandish, is that the Grand Canyon is a gateway to subterranean world inhabited by reptilian humanoids. Enter David Icke.
Jesus Christ. This is riddled with fucking white supremacists.
I know, isn't it crazy? It always is.
That's true.
According to this theory, is that there are reptilian beings who have been manipulating human history from their hidden lairs within the canyon. Enter Hillary Clinton, known reptilian. But again, central to a lot of these funsy theories is the belief that the Smithsonian institution is engaged in a deliberate cover-up. Critics argue that they have a vested interest in maintaining a conventional narrative of human history, which suppresses evidence that could challenge anything to this narrative. In something that is similar to the giant skeletons that have also been suppressed, also come back to the fact that they tend to be found in Native American areas where they could make a very good claim to get that land back for their own benefit. And the Smithsonian covers up that evidence so that they don't have to.
I believe that, girl. I believe that.
So the intrigue deepens when we start to get into a little bit more of the conspiracies that have a little bit more tangible ideas and evidence within human history. And for some of that, we get into mysterious disappearances, specifically that of Glenn and Bessie Hyde in 1928. The couple embarked on a daring journey down the full length of the Grand Canyon River as part of their honeymoon, aiming to set a speed record. This is sick. I would do this.
That sounds fucking awful.
To go on like a little river trip down the Grand Canyon?
Racing down the Grand Canyon for fun?
That sounds fun. Bessie hoped to become the first woman to complete the journey. She was a trailblazer. I wish I was a trailblazer of going down a river and disappearing, but I can't. At the end of the day, they vanished without a trace. And despite extensive searches, literally no trace of the couple has ever been found, which leads people to speculate about supernatural forces or hidden dangers within the canyon. It's not like they're zip-zapping out into the ocean. Kind of a contained area, despite being very long, but you would assume you would find remnants sometime about people disappearing. And some believe that they fell victim to treacherous river conditions, while others propose sinister explanations. Anything from foul play by fellow adventurers to the couple stumbling upon something they simply weren't supposed to see. There are even whispers of hidden cave entrances or ancient guardians that may have played a role in their disappearance. Adding to the mystery are sporadic reported sightings of a woman fitting Bessie's description along the canyon trails, which only fuels ghost stories and more speculation. Some visitors have claimed to hear faint cries for help echoing through the canyon at night, and others believe that those are the voices of the lost couple.
I would like to think that they died in a similar way of the movie The Descent. They went into one of the cave systems within the Grand Canyon and then found like devolved fucking like little human monster cannibals.
That would be so cool. Could you imagine like going out in such a way where you're like, no one will ever believe this, and then you're just dead? Like if you got abducted by aliens and they just shoot you out into space, you're like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No one will ever know.
Yeah.
I had a kid, I'm not going to name names because he's still one of my Facebook friends, but he swore up and down that one time when he was hiking, he saw Avril Lavigne and they made out. And I was like, I don't believe you. He maintains it to this day. And I think about that sometimes.
I'm going to think about that forever.
I
What
think
do you
about
mean?
it when I'll be like, something amazing could
Oh
happen. And I'm
my
like,
God.
no one would believe
Why didn't you
the
ever tell
ancient
me this
Egyptian
before?
aliens abducted me in the Grand Canyon the same way I refuse to believe this dude made out with Avril Lavigne.
Where was he when he made out with Avril Lavigne?
Like
Where?
the Uinta Mountains, like Boy Scout camp.
Oh, so he was a child?
Uh-huh. Well, Avril Lavigne's like what, our age?
Yeah, I could see it, but she could be there tomorrow. You don't know. When did he
Yeah.
tell you this?
High school. So decades ago, actually.
Whoa. High school saying that
Yeah. He was like, I was hiking.
with the Boy Scouts?
It was like in a Boy Scout in depth. Like he was at Boy Scout camp, but it wasn't a Boy Scout led activity. He just happened to be hiking during the time he was at Boy Scout camp. He heard a guitar playing. He opened
Oh,
up into a thicket, and it was Avril
oh
Lavigne
my fucking
fucking
God.
chilling.
Oh my
And he
God.
said that they made out.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like, and so you made out with Avril Lavigne, and the Smithsonian is in a cover up of giants. It could be
Holy
so
shit.
real, but we'll never fucking know.
Holy shit.
So, like, when people are like, what mystery would you want to like uncover? Sometimes I'm like, who really killed Kennedy? What happened to Amelia Earhart? Did he really make out with Avril Lavigne?
That is some of the most fantastic lore I've ever heard.
Yeah. And I think about
Wow.
it sometimes. There was another time, because we were on the debate team and mock trial
Him?
team together. Yeah. And we all went to Subway
Oh,
and we're all
Avril
drinking our
Lavigne was there.
drinks. Well, we're all drinking our drinks. And someone went, I'm thirsty. Can I borrow your drink? And we both go to hand our drinks at the same time. They take my drink and he laughs, spits all of his drink back into his drink and goes, why wouldn't you take mine? But he said it in a way where he genuinely didn't understand, of him just backwashing
Oh,
to filth. And this kid said he made out with Avril Lavigne.
okay, now I fear it is a lie. Now
That's what I'm
I
saying.
fear it is a tale.
That's what I'm saying, is it isn't some Vogue hot kid. It was the biggest nerd, sweetheart, absolute sweetheart.
But it was Mr. Backwash.
Mr. Backwash, yeah.
Mr. Backwash did not make out with Avril Lavigne in the Uintas. I'm saying it now. That's my stance. I was
know, that's
on
what's
board
so
and I wanted
crazy.
to believe it, but then you told me that and I clearly do not. Lies,
Yeah.
fairy tales, and
Honestly,
fallacies.
super nice guy, supportive, fucking girl's girl. I don't want to say
Avril's
anything
girl.
bad.
That's what you
I
mean.
don't want to say anything bad about
That's
him.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories ever. Fucking
Damn.
favorite story ever.
Yeah, a lot of things can happen, and sometimes people disappear in the Grand Canyon. Other times they make out with Avril Lavigne in the Uinta Mountains.
Yeah. So
Oh, you just sent a picture.
yeah.
Keep going on with the
Okay,
episode
so
like it's normal. As I
Other
view
eerie
this.
occurrences add to the Grand Canyon's mystique and darker legends. Noah's laughing at his picture. He does not look like the kind of person who makes out with Avril Lavigne. Nicest guy ever, though. He could have charmed her with his wits. She's dying. Anyway, once she's just laughing off. She's laughing on mute. She's I'm deleting the photos. I'm deleting it. I'm deleting it. There's no record that he ever existed. It would be like me saying that I hung out with Ronnie Radke on his tour bus once, though, which I did. No one would ever believe me. But I have photo evidence, at least, to back it up. Anyway, one such incident involves the discovery of a skeleton with a bullet hole in its head in the garage of renowned Grand Canyon photographer Emery Kolb. This unsettling find. Shut up! You're
so fucking crazy. Holy shit. It's fine. That was just fucking insane.
I know. I thought about it last night because Avril Lavigne is on the soundtrack for Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, fuck. Holy
Every
shit.
time I hear it, I think about that. Yeah, beautiful story.
Okay.
I want it to be true in my heart. So, this unsettling find raises questions about its origin and possible foul play involved. Adding to the canyon's haunted reputation, there are numerous reports of ghostly activities. Visitors and locals alike recount chilling encounters, such as apparitions of Native American warriors, spectral miners, and eerie lights flickering along the canyon walls at night. Additionally, there are tales of cursed relics taken from the canyon abound. Many who have dared to remove artifacts or stones from the area have reported a string of misfortunes befalling them. These cursed relics are said to bring bad luck, illness, or financial ruin until they are returned to the rightful place within the canyon. Yeah, I wish that curse exists on all of colonialism because that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, also that's just like that's the lore of any
don't fucking steal from what doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, don't take it.
The phenomenon has led to a steady stream of items being anonymously mailed back to park rangers, often accompanied by letters detailing the calamities suffered by those who took them.
Good.
Yeah. Love to see it.
I'm going to say another controversial thing. Every person who like carves their name or initials into like one of those beautiful rock formations,
cut their hands off,
or pushes them over. Like, did you see that one in southern Utah where that big, fat, nasty, swollen sausage looking fuck of a man pushed over that like naturally forming rock formation? Yeah. And I think they should die. I think they should be killed. And I think the government should pay for it. And then we could all watch, and then you could pay to watch.
I'll fucking pay. I'll go Kickstarter it. I'll Kickstarter a public execution for somebody.
GoFundMe. Public execution.
What's so annoying is that there is a history, whether it be a natural or a human history that exists there that should be revered and respected. And then fucking Derek from finance comes in with his sweaty palms and carves his name into it. Or he's like, I treat my wife like shit. So the only way that I can show any sort of affection is to publicly declare it. So I'm going to carve my name into this wall, but I'm still not going to treat her like a fucking human or help her with the laundry. Fuck you. Yeah, I agree. I wish we could Kickstarter deaths, but alas.
I genuinely watched that video of that big, fat, nasty guy pushing over that rock and thought like, damn, it's a shame that he's alive.
Yeah.
And, that might be a controversial opinion to some, but it's not to me, and that's all that matters.
Kamala Harris is pro-death penalty, I hear, so maybe we'll get it back.
I'm only pro-death penalty for certain situations.
I'm pro-death penalty for this.
For this, 1,000% of this.
Yeah. So not for, like, other crime. But if I see you pushing over a monument, I want to put a bullet in your head.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, though? Because I bet that guy, the circle of like men who push over natural forming rock formations are also the same ones who say that you can't take down like a Confederate soldier.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a circle.
Yeah. The Venn diagram is a circle. Also, the way that he was like, it was being filmed and he was trying to laugh with his friends. Ugh. All of them up against a wall. They get firing squad.
Maybe even like a public stoning. Like the Kickstarter is you have to pay shipping for a rock to come to you. And then you get to just like publicly stone it.
Yep. I have always said that's how we get the economy back.
Yeah. Kickstarter executions. We need more social justice. Like people are so scared of like the woke mob. But the woke mob is ineffective because they haven't killed anyone yet.
That's what I am saying. You know what? And the woke mob might come after us for saying that these people should be executed. And that's why their agendas are going nowhere and ours will take off.
Exactly. So
anyway.
So for potential extraterrestrial doorways to ancient Egyptian artifacts and supernatural occurrences, who knows what this vast landscape holds in terms of history and secrets. But as we continue to explore it, we must remain vigilant, Noelle. For the Grand Canyon may be far more dangerous than anyone could have thought.
Yeah. Aliens. Maybe just natives.
Yeah. But I will say, fuck the Smithsonian.
Yeah, always and forever. No, I love this. It's actually funny that you covered this today because my For You page has been telling me to look at the pyramids in the Grand Canyon and be like, hey, isn't that weird? Isn't that interesting? because they are like insane. They are almost to a T exactly what we see. Like,
Yeah.
and it's that collective unconscious. Like we all, for whatever reason, keep building these structures, but they're like, not this one though. This one naturally occurred.
Yeah. They're like, no, all these artifacts, it's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence that it's Osiris, Temple of Ra. Okay, babe. They're like, no, we named him that. And it's like, but why?
Yeah. Yep.
Why, babe?
Yep. Some little twink in their department was like, I'm gonna let the truth out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them know.
I love it. So, yeah, that's it. That's our for funzy Grand Canyon expose.
Are you gonna go to the Grand Canyon now?
No.
Okay, neither am I.
And I'll tell you why, Noelle.
Why?
I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I'm not that interested in things of nature
Mm-hmm.
that my participation is not allowed.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
ocean, I can stand in it. I can look for
Mhm.
seashells. Here, I can't dig up ancient artifacts. They won't
No.
let me.
No.
Not interested.
Yeah.
So
No, it's true. I have indifference towards things that you just like look at. I think I would feel the same about going to like, you know how everyone crowds all to see the Mona Lisa?
yeah,
I'm just like, okay. I saw it. Awesome.
bit of a not interested in the Mona Lisa. What I'm interested in things that have a history of something that has left a black mark on society. I want to go to the Salem witch house. I want to go to that. I want to see that. When I went to Tombstone and I stood on the fucking graves of the people that the Earps killed, I was like, fuck. I want to feel the reverence. I don't want to just see it. I want to be a part of it.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
until they let us crawl around in there, I won't be visiting anytime soon.
yeah, that's my silent protest.
But you know what? You can visit the link in all of our bios. We are at Go to Hell Podcast. I am at Noelle Fain. That is at Sith Lord. And you can click that link and it's going to bring you to our little link tree. And from there, you can get our Patreon. Dollar gets you in. We talked about politics and Acolyte and a little bit of Wolverine or Deadpool Wolverine. Then we also have a link to our merch. 100% of proceeds are donated. We have a link to our Discord server. We have a link to Kelly Holloran or at Wood Owl on Etsy. She makes cool shit for us and she makes cool shit in general. So go check her out. We also still have a bunch of charitable organizations linked in there as well. So, of course, share if you can't and donate if you can. And there's one final link in there. Oh, no, there's another one that I always forget. YouTube. YouTube is on there. Comment on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. That. And then the last one is the one that I kind of don't really know why you need it, but just in case, it's a link to listen to us, which is anywhere podcasts are heard.
Good job.
So, I'm going to give probably the most important hail of my life, which is a hail to that man who says he made out with Avril Lavigne. I think he deserves all of it. I was so shocked and taken back when I saw his face because I envisioned a very different man saying those words. And then I saw him and I was like, that's fucking crazy. So big hail to him and a hail to hope that it's true.
Yeah, hail Avril. I hope you're swinging low.
I hope
the little guy.
I hope you were in the Uintas in Utah 15 years ago, making out with some Boy Scout in the woods and just told no one. I really hope that that's the truth.
Me too. I hope she cheated on Kim Kardashian's stepbrother. No, it would have been Chad at the time, right?
Yeah, it would have been Chad.
Sum 41. No, it would have been not Derek Goldie, but Chad Kroger. I do hope she cheated on Chad Kroger.
So
also hail the Nickelback documentary that I haven't watched yet.
Neither have I. I started it and then couldn't finish it because I started at 3 a.m. and I went to bed. So maybe I'll watch that. I don't know. I've got so much TV to watch. I got to watch Love Island USA, best season of Love Island ever. Do you watch Love Island?
I've watched a few of the UK seasons that were like the most popular. I have not really watched any of the American ones, But
This
I
is
started.
the first American one I like.
Okay. I do want to support Ariana in making money
Maddox,
over Tom Sandoval.
Yeah, he's trying to sue her again.
No, he dropped his suit because he
Thank
got
God.
eviscerated.
Thank God.
But I want to support that. It's the same way I've been streaming Kesha on mute because I want to destroy her because Katy Perry sucks. So I'll watch it.
Katy Perry sucks, dude. That song sucks. She's working with fucking Dr. Pedophile Rapist.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck his name is. God, she's such
Luke.
a bitch, Dr. Luke. Fuck you, Katy Perry.
Yeah, go to hell, Katy Perry. So yeah,
You
I streamed
fucking
Kesha
cunt.
on mute because yeah, I gotta fight the war somehow. Not a big fan of her music, but I am a fan of the fight.
That new song is good though.
She has a new song. The new one was good, and then she does have one that's kind of like a intro song on her last album that I actually do like because it's kind of like the buy beats where you kind of hear it through your brain instead of just in your ears. And I was like, this is cool.
So yeah, go stream Kesha's new song and bully Katy Perry online. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.